Thoughtbound, Awakening. Chapter 1. The Whispering Shadows. I've always been different. At least, that's what everyone keeps telling me. As I stare out the window of my bedroom, I can feel the cold breath of autumn creeping into the town of Ravenswood. The trees sway in the wind, their skeletal branches scratching at the darkening sky. A shiver runs down my spine, but I can't tell if it's from the chill or the feeling that something is watching me. My bedroom is my sanctuary, filled with the trinkets and treasures of my 16 years. Posters of bands I love, books I've read countless times, and photos of friends cover the walls. The familiar things that are supposed to make me feel safe have lately become tinged with a sense of unease, as if they might come to life and whisper my secrets back to me. Olivia, dinner's ready. Mom's voice echoes up the stairs, pulling me back to the present. Coming. I call back, tearing my gaze away from the window. The unease clings to me like a shadow, but I push it aside and head downstairs. Our house is old, creaky, and filled with memories, some good, some not so much. Each step on the worn wooden stairs emits a groan that seems almost too deliberate, as if the house itself is alive and aware of my every movement. I catch a glimpse of the family photos lining the wall. Smiling faces frozen in time, unaware of the strange occurrences that have been creeping into our lives. At the bottom of the stairs, I take a deep breath and prepare to join my family at the dinner table. Mom has made her famous lasagna, and the familiar, comforting scent wafts through the house. For a moment, it almost feels like everything is normal. Dinner is a quiet affair. Mom, Dad, and my little brother Sam chatter about their day, but I can't shake the feeling that something is wrong. The whispers at the edge of my consciousness are getting louder, more insistent. They weave through the conversation like dark threads, binding me in a web of anxiety. Olivia, are you okay? Mom's voice breaks through my thoughts, her concerned eyes searching mine. Yeah, just tired, I lie, forcing a smile. I don't want to worry them. Not yet. Dad looks up from his plate, his brow furrowing. You've been awfully quiet lately. Anything you want to talk about? I shake my head, the fake smile still plastered on my face. No, really. Just a lot on my mind. Sam, oblivious to the tension, is engrossed in his own world, talking excitedly about his latest school project. I try to focus on his words, but my mind keeps drifting back to the whispers. After dinner, I retreat to my room, desperate for the solitude it offers. The shadows lengthen as the night deepens, and the house settles into its usual creaky silence. But I can't shake the feeling that something is watching me, lurking just beyond the edge of my vision. I sit at my desk, staring at my homework but unable to concentrate. My thoughts are a jumbled mess, filled with fragments of nightmares and the persistent whispering that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. Olivia. The voice is barely a whisper, but it sends a chill down my spine. I turn, scanning the room, but there's no one there. The shadows flicker and shift, playing tricks on my mind. Stop it, I mutter to myself, rubbing my temples. It's just your imagination. But deep down, I know it's not. Something is happening to me, something I can't explain. The whispers are real, and they're getting stronger. I need to find out what they want before it's too late. That night, as I lie in bed, the whispers follow me into my dreams. Dark shapes move in the shadows, their voices merging into a haunting melody that I can't escape. I toss and turn, trapped in a nightmare that feels all too real. Olivia, help us, save us. I wake up with a start, drenched in sweat and gasping for breath. My room is dark, but the shadows seem to move, shifting and swirling as if alive. I squeeze my eyes shut and force myself to breathe. It's just a nightmare, I tell myself. Just a nightmare. But deep down, I know there's more to it than that. The whispers are real, and they're getting stronger. And whatever they want, it's connected to me in ways I'm only beginning to understand. #### Chapter 2, Unseen Forces. The next day at school, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching me. The whispers had followed me into my waking hours, and I was starting to feel like I was losing my mind. Every time I turned around, I half expected to see a shadowy figure lurking just out of sight. During lunch, I decided to confide in Emma. We found a quiet spot in the corner of the cafeteria, away from the bustling crowds and clattering trays. Emma looked at me with concern, her eyebrows knitting together as I hesitated to speak. "Hey, can we talk?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "Sure. What's up?" she replied, setting down her sandwich and giving me her full attention. "I've been having these nightmares, and weird things have been happening around me. I don't know what to do," I admitted, my voice trembling. I could feel the weight of my words pressing down on me, like a heavy fog that refused to lift. Emma's eyes widened. "Nightmares? Like what?" I took a deep breath, trying to steady myself. "Like voices. They're getting louder, and I think they're trying to tell me something. But I don't know what it means." Emma squeezed my hand, her touch grounding me. "Maybe you should talk to someone. An adult. This sounds serious." "I know, but I don't want to scare my parents. Not until I know more," I said. The last thing I wanted was to worry them. They already had enough on their plate with work and taking care of Sam. After school, I decided to do some research at the town library. Ravenswood had a long and storied history, and I was determined to find out if there was any connection to the strange occurrences I'd been experiencing. The library was quiet and musty, with rows of old books lining the shelves. I started in the local history section, poring over dusty tomes and yellowed newspapers. After hours of searching, I found a book that caught my eye, The Hidden Secrets of Ravenswood. As I flipped through the pages, I came across a chapter about psychics and unexplained events. My heart raced as I read about a string of mysterious occurrences in the town's past, objects moving on their own, strange apparitions, and people with unusual abilities. It felt like the pieces of a puzzle were slowly coming together, revealing a picture I wasn't sure I was ready to see. I was so engrossed in the book that I didn't notice the elderly woman who had approached me. "Interesting read, isn't it?" she said, her voice soft but with an air of authority. Startled, I looked up. Yeah, it is. Do you know anything about this?" The woman smiled, her eyes twinkling with a knowing look. "Perhaps more than most. My name is Evelyn, and I think I might be able to help you." I was taken aback. "Help me? How?" Evelyn sat down across from me, her presence commanding yet comforting. "I've seen your kind before, Olivia. You have a gift, but it's one that needs to be understood and controlled. Come to my house after school tomorrow, and I'll explain everything." As she walked away, I felt a mix of curiosity and apprehension. Could this woman really help me? And if so, what did she know about my abilities? That night, the whispers were louder than ever. They seemed to invade every corner of my mind, drowning out my thoughts and filling me with a sense of dread. I tossed and turned, unable to find peace in sleep. The shadows in my room twisted and writhed, as if mocking my inability to understand what was happening to me. When morning finally came, I was exhausted but determined. I needed answers, and I had a feeling that Evelyn held the key to unlocking the truth. After school, I made my way to Evelyn's house, a quaint cottage nestled at the edge of the forest. The air was crisp and cool, and the leaves crunched under my feet as I walked up the path. I hesitated for a moment before knocking on the door, my heart pounding in my chest. Evelyn welcomed me inside and led me to a cozy sitting room filled with books, crystals, and curious artifacts. The room had a warm, inviting atmosphere, a stark contrast to the unease that had been plaguing me. "Please sit," she said, gesturing to an overstuffed armchair. I took a seat, my nerves on edge. "So, what do you know about me?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Evelyn studied me for a moment before speaking. "You have a rare ability, Olivia. You're a telepath, capable of creating or altering reality with your thoughts. But such power comes with great responsibility and danger." My mind reeled. "Telepath? But how?" "It's a gift you were born with, though it often lies dormant until a catalyst awakens it. Your nightmares, the voices, they're manifestations of your power trying to break free, Evelyn explained. I felt a surge of fear and confusion. But why is this happening to me? Ravenswood has a dark history, Olivia. There have been others like you, drawn here by the town's unique energy. But with great power comes great danger. Malevolent entities are attracted to your abilities, and they will stop at nothing to control you, Evelyn warned. So what do I do? I asked, my voice trembling. The weight of her words pressed down on me, making it hard to breathe. You must learn to control your power, to harness it for good. I can teach you, but it will take time and effort. Are you willing to learn? Evelyn asked, her gaze piercing and earnest. I nodded, determination replacing my fear. Yes, I'll do whatever it takes. Evelyn's face softened, and she smiled. Good. We'll start tomorrow. For now, get some rest. You'll need it. As I left Evelyn's house and walked home, the whispers seemed to fade, replaced by a newfound sense of purpose. I had a long road ahead of me, filled with challenges and dangers. But for the first time in weeks, I felt a glimmer of hope. I didn't have all the answers yet, but I was on my way to finding them. And with Evelyn's guidance, I believed I could learn to control my powers and protect the people I loved. The journey was just beginning, and I was ready to face whatever lay ahead. ### Chapter 3, The Awakening.